there is a contradiction that people will point out that this one might make you go, wait a minute, this actually does seem to say two different things. As we just read in John 19:2, it says that the soldiers twisted a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe. But over in Matthew's gospel says they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. Uh-oh. So what was it? Was it purple or was it scarlet? Well, there's actually a few different ways that people have looked at this and said, well, this is easy. One, maybe it was multicolored. Maybe a predominant color was scarlet and it had some purple mixed in, and, different colors stuck out to different people. That's possible. Maybe it looks like different colors to different people. Do you remember, was it last year or the year before, where there was this thing going around where it was a picture of a woman in a striped dress? And the question was, what color is the dress? And it was either like white and brown or black and blue. And depending on who you asked, there were some people who looked at that and clearly they obviously saw the truth that it was white and brown. And there were other people that were mistaken and they thought it was the other color, right? But there was something about your own eyes and the way you looked at it that this exact same dress looked a little bit different color. Maybe that's what's going on here, that the difference has to do with the person looking at it. There's the fact that the names of colors actually cover a wide range of shades. Just yesterday, my middle child, Annabelle, was saying, what my favorite color is? My favorite color is turquoise. And my second favorite color is blue. Well, as you well know, turquoise is actually a shade of blue. Right, but you can just get a little more specific. You can use the same word to describe multiple shades, and actually between scarlet and purple, there's some overlap. So there's that possibility as well, which is probably the most simple. There is the idea some people have put forward is that you just kind of get used to calling things a certain thing, that royalty wore purple. The type of purple, the type of dye that they would wear in that area, it was a purple robe. And so that's just what you call it. Regardless of if it's faded, if it's a little off color, if maybe it's a little more scarlet than it is purple, it's still called a purple robe because a purple robe is just the name of a royal robe. Kind of the same way there's people who call every soda drink in the world is a Coke. Right? It doesn't matter what the exact flavor or brand is, they just call it a Coke. It's the same idea maybe going there. How many of you have a white shirt that is no longer white? Do you still call it a white shirt? You do. And so there's that idea, which would actually make sense because they're not going to put some nice, fancy, brand new, bright purple robe on Jesus. They're probably going to take one of the old ones that was a cast off, out of the back of the closet, probably got some holes in it from moss, and they're going to throw that on him. So it's probably faded anyway, where the purple is already looking a little more scarlet. And so that is several different ways how you could end up with two people describing the same thing using two different words, and they're both right. It could have been reversible. I like it. There you go. Purple on one side, scarlet on the other. So there's another one. So there's all these different ways that there's no contradiction at all. And it's just amazing. Again, people who do not want to believe the scripture will go out of their way to come up with things to call it into question.